Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance Wrestling. I'm your host, Bobby Sampson, as joined with me, my man with the master plan. Coming off a crazy night, Mr. Chance Michaels. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Yourself?
Can't complain, man. I can't fathom what it would feel like if we drank and really enjoyed ourselves that way. Getting up in the morning. I'm thankful that I don't do that stuff anymore. But what a show. And I'm referring to ACDC. Um,
Oh yeah,
well,
amazing.
well, let me start off this way. I thought about this last night as we were watching it, and I think you can attest to this. Out of all the people you know, I'm probably one of those kind of guys, and I'm not being braggadocious. Who knows music more than me,
Yeah, well, you're a musician, so yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
right? Just being a music lover, a music fan, a music historian. Um, the amount of shows that I've been privileged and honored to go to throughout my whole life. Like if you
Plus, you played your own shows too, which has a big effect too, right?
appreciate that too, yes, absolutely. But just being in the presence of a lot of great, amazing artists,
Yeah.
right? And comparing ACDC to other shows that I've seen, it's like apples and oranges. You can't really
Well,
compare them just because of the genre and whatnot. But for this particular genre, for what ACDC does at this time, at this age, at this point of the world, what an amazing, amazing show. Two and a
10 out
half
of 10.
hours. 2.5 hours felt like 45 minutes.
Oh, dude, every song, they have so many good songs. The next one, this one, so many good songs. And Angus and Brian, they don't stand still. They give it your all. Brian Johnson, he's always smiling. He's rocking as hard as he can. He's dancing. He just loves it. He's feeling good. He wants the audience to feel good. He doesn't sit between songs and tell you about politics or religion or who to vote for. He just gets down there, rock their butts off. And there's bands that are 40 and 50 years old that can't even hold a candle to those guys. I look at a band like Pearl Jam and Oasis. I like those guys. Those are shoegazers. They stand there and they look at their shoes. Angus and Brian move in one song more than Eddie Vedder. I know it's their stick. Eddie Vedder and Liam Gallagher move in a whole month of their shows. It just goes to
No,
show
I
you
get that, but
the
again, it's like
power.
comparing. It's comparing. It's hard to compare because of what they do and what these guys do. I get what you're saying. Don't get me wrong, right?
Yeah.
And like I mean, I,
And I know AC/DC's music's
right?
heavier. I know it's
What? Where are
more
they? Where are
energy,
they?
right?
They're right there, right? So they're
Yeah,
one
no,
of
I'm
my
not
favorite
knocking
bands,
Oasis
right?
and Pearl Jam, but what
No,
I'm
no, no,
saying
no.
is,
I know what you're saying, but it's just hard to compare. But what we saw last night, let's
yeah,
just stick to that. What we saw last night was just phenomenal. Like, I
oh,
mean,
it's unbelievable.
and here's the thing, man. They played for 2.5 hours.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Granted, they did a minute between each track. I counted it roughly anywhere from 35 to about 48 seconds between songs, right?
Yeah,
The longest break they took, and this is the reality of it, the band took a longer break than Angus did,
I know he went for like
right?
15 minutes straight on that solo.
Oh, there was like the last two tracks, I mean, were like almost 15 to 20 minutes long,
Yeah,
just to end out the show. And I'm thinking, okay, when's this guy gonna? And then when he started doing that shit with the tie,
yeah, it was cool. With
I'm like,
playing the
wow, amazing, amazing. And I still have to research this, and I don't know if this is the case, but throughout my time, I've read a lot of articles, top 10 guitarists, top 10 drummers, blah, blah, blah. His name does not seem to appear on any of those lists unless I just don't remember it. But
for the
man,
most part, no. For the
the
most part,
guy,
no.
I don't see why not. Like, I mean, what that guy can do with the picking, with his finger work,
His energy,
his
running
energy.
around, dancing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, right. So
he
way
doesn't
too much.
stop.
And I'll be honest, man. This is a perfect segue because I'll be honest. First off, thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of that journey with you. I appreciate
That was
that.
fun. It was a lot of
Uh,
fun.
we had a blast there. Um, and I'm really, really happy now after watching what we watched this weekend. It's a horrible segue
I know
that
what
we
you're
did
saying. I
not
agree with you.
go to Vegas. I
No.
think if we were there, it'd be a different experience because we were there in the moment. We're there with all
Yeah,
the people. It's a different feeling. But watching it from home in our comfort,
yeah.
was probably the best way to digest this mania. I will start off with this: the very first match from night one and the last match of night two. Both finishes were shit,
Yeah.
and they bookended it perfectly if you want to call it a perfect book ending on either side. I had nothing bad to say about the match between Gunther and Jay, but that finish was just weak. I don't understand why Gunther had to tap out that quick, but in going back and looking at the only other time he ever did tap out against Ludwig Kaiser,
Yeah.
he did the same thing. So this might be something that Gunther does. He just taps out. He doesn't, try. But that just made it look really bad. But the man redeemed himself on Monday night. We'll get to that later. Overall, brother man, I think we kind of get the vibe of where this is going. I didn't have a problem with WrestleMania. I didn't think it was the worst WrestleMania ever, but I wouldn't say it was the best one that we've ever seen either, nor would it be in the top five.
My problem with the Jay Gunther match is not so much that Gunther tapped out. I wouldn't have booked it that way. But those spears by Jey Uso, they were so weak and so pathetic. He's not even running hard. Now, I don't know if Gunther wasn't taking the spear properly, but those were bad. He did about 3 or 4 times, and that just looks so bad. He's not very fast. He's not very strong. So maybe they need to tell Jay stop with the spear stuff. I know it's one of his trademarks, but he's not good at it anymore. He's almost 40. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But that match, it was for opening match. Finish aside, the whole match was a bit of a stinker.
I
They
know.
didn't have good
I
chemistry.
did
I don't
not.
know what it was.
I mean, each of their own feeling. I had no problem with the match. I liked it. I liked the psychology. I liked what Jay was trying to do by using all his moves against him, and what have you. So I could see with the story that they were playing. We knew who was going to win. I think for me, coming out of that match, is Jay going to be a real champion or is he going to be a transitional champion? That's what I'm waiting to see now, right?
I think
So
it'll depend on how he does. How he's super popular. They eat things over. My another thing with my complaint about WrestleMania, somebody on YouTube did this. They timed all the entrances over both nights. 36 minutes of entrances. I understand it's WrestleMania. You have to have some special entrances. I get that. Not everybody needs a special long entrance. Only the special stars need that. Not everybody.
yeah, but
36
there weren't
minutes.
that many though. There weren't that many though.
Just took so long with Jay's was 10 minutes alone.
Well, Jay's was long. I get it. He came out of
Right.
the crowd and whatever. I mean, I understand that one. Maybe that one was a little longer than it should have been.
Another
Damien.
thing I thought that was really weird is that LA Knight come out in that nice car.
Yeah,
Why are you not driving it?
I don't know, man. Who
That's
knows?
weird.
Matt,
Maybe
you know
not,
what?
maybe it's not a drive standard. I don't know, but like that's weird.
Maybe he doesn't. But then, I mean, overall, like I said,
Weird spot that was.
there,
Really
there
weird.
was just so much to digest over the whole weekend, and it was just like I thought. I mean, if I thought night one was okay, I gave it a 7 out of 10 in my opinion, just because, and I think a lot of that came from the main event. Like, I mean, that triple threat delivered. It was fun. It was a great match.
Yeah,
The sequences were great. Um, the one man that carried that whole match is Seth Rollins. Like he stood above the other two in terms of his work rate, in my opinion.
well,
Uh,
those guys can't keep up with his work rate. No, CM
regardless,
Punk's too old and Roman's too big.
right? But he carried that match,
Yeah.
right? I mean, Seth is Seth. Say what you want about him.
No,
Um,
he's a great worker.
I hope the goofy Seth is done. Now we're gonna get this more serious, darker Seth coming out of this. Um,
There was a few spots where I noticed CM Punk when he was hitting the ropes, he looked like a snail. He can't run very good anymore at certain times. Like he is just his body is toast. He's got
well,
maybe 5 more matches left because there's
maybe,
moments where he looks all right. He's so winded, he can barely hit the ropes. Watch his feet how he shuffles his feet very very slow.
yeah. I mean,
So I'll say this
outside,
right now: the general consensus online is this WrestleMania 41 and WrestleMania 9. People are debating which is the worst WrestleMania of all time. That's how bad this was. That's a general consensus. I
yeah.
think it's the worst WrestleMania I've seen in recent memory. Another
Uh,
thing I didn't like about it: Triple H, get out of the ring. You just did an hour speech. The next night you're opening up WrestleMania. We don't need you to open up WrestleMania. Get the hell out of there. You did that last year. We don't need you to do that. It's an ego thing. There's no need for you to do that.
well, Vince
Last year you
did
said
it,
this is a new era. Fine. This year, why are you there again?
man.
When I see that, when I saw that start off, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a bad night. It just had that vibe to me. Night two is definitely better than night one for sure.
Well, I mean, I would say that, and I always say that WrestleMania Night 2 is the real WrestleMania. You know what I mean? For me, anyways, I've always said that. I always believe that. Like, yeah, we get 2 nights of it, but I mean, I don't know. I think just so much is going on throughout the whole week and everything that's happening that people coming into night one are pretty bagged, man. Like, I mean, if it almost feels like you're just too much stuff going on
Yeah.
throughout the whole week. night one, everyone's just kind of bagged, and they brought the energy. They did their best, but I mean, if you think about it, the longest rest period was between night one and night two,
Hmm.
because people started wrestling at 10 o'clock in the morning if they went to stand and deliver.
Yeah, almost people don't pay attention to that, but yeah, I know what you mean. It was a
But
lot of stuff.
no, T-Mobile was sold out for it.
Yeah, it's like 18, 20,000. But I mean, the majority of people don't watch Stand and Deliver that. The guys at home are not watching that, right? There is an audience for it, but I know what you're saying. It's too much wrestling. I like the Cena and Cody match. I didn't mind the match. The finish makes no sense because don't bring out Travis Scott if you don't have The Rock there. So now we look back at what I said a couple months ago. This Rock storyline made no sense. You had The Rock make John Cena turn heel. You didn't need to do that if Rock wasn't going to at least walk out at WrestleMania. So I don't even know why they brought Travis Scott out there. I mean, I guess for Cody to punch him around because we all know he busted
So
his eardrum, but
I
that's what
don't
screwed it up.
I don't know Travis Scott very well. I don't know, I'm getting to understand this guy's a real big name in the rap industry and the hip hop industry, right?
Hmm.
But I don't know him per se. I'm not going to criticize him on what he does or whatever like that. I will criticize this, him having his own music and just sauntering down to the ring. I mean, come on, man. Like, how pathetic is that? Like, you got a match going on. If you're going to interfere, run down to the ring, make it look realistic. He took his time, his sweet
I
ass
know.
time, and that finish was just shit. And I
I
have
know.
no
I know.
problem. I have no problem with Cena winning in a heel
No.
way,
Yeah.
okay? Because he won 16 of them the right way,
Yeah.
quote unquote. People are shitting on him for number 17 being the way it was. But if you look at all of Ric Flair's 16, I would say 14 of them were done in the exact same way. He was the dirtiest player in the game.
Yeah.
What I liked about the match is how Cena changed his whole moveset. I liked the fact that Cena came out with no lights, no gusto, no special effects,
Yeah.
just a black, entrance with John Cena and white lettering. He's playing the role well, and
He looked great, man. He's in great shape. He wrestled well.
and he did, and he got a hair transplant.
Good for him. He's got the money. Why not, right?
Which he's blaming on all the fans because they bullied him into it. I love how he's using that, right? Like I mean, so I love how he's incorporating it.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, overall, I mean, for me, I would have to say that the triple threat match between the girls on night two was the best fight of the night. Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight was really good as
That
well.
was a good match. That was a good match.
The four
Four-way
way
match was good too.
the four-way match was really good. And then we're looking at the whole card here, right? And I put the triple threat up there as well, just because of these reasons. The double turn, okay, because none of us saw that coming.
Yeah.
All right. But the double turn by Paul Heyman, beautifully done. Seth's expressions, the way they worked, his back was turned and holding his hand up for the chair was phenomenal. The sequence of a spear, go to sleep, and stomp was insane. Seth Rollins' timing is immaculate. I
Yeah.
go back to Randy Orton and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania when again it takes two to tango, but Seth is just amazing on timing, catching Roman through a spear to put him through a pedigree, insane, right?
Well, he's by far the best athlete. Like, Punk's not really a great athlete. Roman's just a big, strong guy. So Seth, for sure, like you said, he's gonna have the best athleticism of all those guys. Punk's almost 50, right? He
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
move very well.
But just I like the direction. I think
Was good.
the bloodline story is done. I love this new direction. I think we're gonna get a couple more guys, and I'm calling them Evolution 2.0. I don't know what they're gonna call themselves, but it adds a feeling to that. We've been complaining about younger talent not getting a shot. Here we go, Braun Breaker. You're elevated. Let's see what
Yeah.
you can do, right?
So I think the one thing I did not like about WrestleMania, that El Grande, El Americano, Ray Phoenix match. There's no need for that match. That's a Raw or SmackDown match. Get that out of there. There's no point of that match.
You
It
know
wasn't
what?
a bad match. You
I
don't need
think,
that on
and the one
WrestleMania.
thing that we're not talking about, they also announced the acquisition of AAA. So I can understand this match now a bit more. Ray Phoenix is a big name.
Mhm.
He didn't need to win on WrestleMania. He just showed up. Think about it. This guy 2 months ago was sitting at AEW with no matches, nothing going on. They weren't using him. He was trying to get out of his contract. All right. So 2 months ago, if you asked him, would you be on WrestleMania of all the shows? I doubt he would have thought it would happen. It was more to just to get his name out there. Yeah, he lost. I think Chad Gable deserved the win. I think what I would love to have seen with all the luchadors come to the ring and attack Gable or chase him out somehow to kind of elevate it. So, I understand that match. I'm happy for Chad. He won. Unfortunately, he had to win under a mask. I'd rather see Chad win with his face showing just because he's earned it. He's one guy who's earned his spot, man. With all the stuff that he's had to go through and deal with in terms of gimmicks and everything, the man has withstood it all. So respect
Yeah.
to Chad Gable, right? The Naomi Jade match, it was basically what we thought it would be.
Yeah.
Um, you
They
know,
look good. She put in some good, pulled off some impressive moves in there. I'll give her
no, she
that.
did. She looks good. So I mean, this is a good startup now to where they're going with it. But ultimately, like I said, at the end of the day, I think Charlotte and Tiffy was a really good match as well. That was a hard hitting match. I mean, they settled down, they got into their flow, the rhythm, but those girls were throwing. And for a Barbie girl, pretty girl kind of girl, this girl's not afraid to get
Yeah, she's tough.
she's tough. I'm talking about Tiffany Stratton,
Yeah,
right? Like question was, did she break some teeth? I don't know. It looked like it, right?
maybe.
But
My one problem with the girls' triple threat match is you have an Io Sky win, the least over and the least personality of the other two women. So I don't understand why they let her have it still.
because everyone kept
Found that odd.
predicting Bianca, everyone kept predicting Rhea, so they were trying to throw the swerve.
I know, but sometimes the predictions are right, and you got to go with that, right?
No,
Like
no,
we all
I
knew
get
Cena
it.
was going to win.
I get it, but I
So,
think this is just going to build up the story now. I mean, eventually, Io will drop the title to one or the other, and I think it's going to end up being Bianca at some point here. We don't know, but I have a feeling that's how it's going to go. But I mean,
the one thing that stood out for me after watching both nights of WrestleMania, they're way too long. They'll never get rid of one night of WrestleMania because it's too much money. Well, I get that. They can't book 2 nights of WrestleMania. But the number one thing that stood out to me the most is that WWE is in desperate need of creative people and writers because that show was pretty crappy for WrestleMania. We're all saying the Raw was better. That should never happen. This is your biggest show of the year, and then a Raw is better.
no, I'm gonna
No,
I'm
no.
gonna be on the same play. I watched Raw on Monday, and that was the first Raw, and they almost went 3 hours on Netflix, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's the thing. I didn't feel it. I did not feel the three. I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, oh my God, it's almost 8 o'clock. Right? We're on the West Coast. We get Raw at 5
yeah,
people. Right? So, it's almost 8 o'clock. I thought Raw would be finished at 7:30. And it was great. I loved it. I thought that Raw, the Gunther spot,
yeah. That was a good spot.
that was insane. Say what you want, Becky turning. I feel sorry for Rue. Both her parents are heels. like,
Yeah,
that was I probably would say I can understand why they did it, but you know what? Maybe have the girls keep their titles at Mania and have Becky turn on her there. Why
yeah,
why why let them hold it for 24 hours? It made no sense, right? And
yeah. I
and
didn't get that either.
and I understand, bringing Becky back, but I feel bad for Bailey. Everyone in the back felt bad for Bailey because she got screwed out of her spot for Becky.
Yep.
But Bailey has gone on record to say, and this is why I have my respect, and I hope you can see this. I'll send it to you. She did an interview where she basically said that, you know what, as much as I've done and what I am, Charlotte and Becky are still here where I'm here.
Yeah, she's right.
So she understood, she got it. And this is
Yeah,
what makes her amazing, in my opinion, that she got where she knew where she was and what it would do for the business to have one of those two in that spot.
yeah. No, she's right. She's
Right?
smart.
So, right? She's smart. Right? She's a ring general, man. She's a legit locker room leader, and what she did for the betterment of the company and for the betterment of the division, it
Yeah.
made sense. I just feel bad that it was done that way, though. You know, uh,
Didn't make sense to me. I don't get what they're thinking there, but
but I understand why they were doing it. They win the titles, everyone feels good, and the Becky turns on her on Monday,
yeah.
right? The return of Rusev on Monday, he looked great. He looked good.
He's in great shape, but my thing is I've been saying this for a while. Why do they keep bringing back? So Rusev didn't work the first time. He went to AEW. Was he Miro in there? Did nothing there. So now you want to bring a guy back, but you brought back Karrion Kross. He's flopped. You brought back Hit Row, flopped. You bring back all these guys, and the guys you keep bringing back flop. So
Well,
why
you know
go to the
what?
well with Rusev? Why
It's
not bring
been
up a young guy? You don't need Rusev.
No, I get it. It's been 5 years. Let's see what he does. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
going to throw barbs. I mean, his time at AEW was marred with indecisiveness and the regime there not knowing what to do with him. They had a gem there. They could have done so much with him,
But
right?
my thing is like yeah, I know the AEW guys are all over the place. My thing is like, why do you keep bringing back retreads? He was never a big star to begin with.
No,
So
but he
the
got his
well, you
moments,
personally
man. I
maybe you
mean,
personally like the guy
Rusev Day got pretty popular, got pretty big,
for a
and
bit.
everything, right? I mean, he had his moments, but listen again. Let's see what they do, right? I mean, most of the guys,
My prediction right now, we can roll the tape back. He'll fade to low mid card and he'll be gone in a year. So he'll be
maybe,
pissed.
maybe,
Doesn't have much for him.
and maybe that's what they need to see every once in a while, right? He's been gone for 5 years. It's not like that he was gone for like a month or a year or a year and a half, and then he came back. The man's literally been gone for 5 years.
Yeah.
So let's see what they do with him. Let's see what kind of energy he has and what he's learned from the outside. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
most times not everyone is going to leave and come back and become a Jinder or a Drew McIntyre and bring themselves back, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's hit and miss. Some guys can come back and do it. Cody, a prime example, another guy who left and came back, right?
Well, those guys have a little. Those guys. Rusev doesn't have a very big name. These guys have a little bit bigger name than Rusev. But my thing is, you got so many younger guys you don't even use. You didn't have Montez Ford. You didn't have Austin Theory. You didn't have none of these guys on Mania. You're gonna bring back a guy who's 40 years old.
Well, you know, I mean, it is what it
I don't
is.
understand that thinking.
Yeah, I get it. But I mean, it's for the pop as well, right? I mean, but yeah, look, I mean, let's just talk about this Evolution 2.0 a little bit more. There are going to be other names. There has to be, right? I mean, um,
Maybe not. It's hard to say.
well, I mean, look, I think basically, and we talked about it in between songs last night or before the show started. We can kind of already pre-book John Cena, Randy Orton for Backlash,
Yeah, because that's Randy Orton's hometown in
right?
St.
That's
Louis,
in
though.
St. Louis,
Yeah,
right?
and
So
that's smart booking. That's smart. Yeah.
that's smart booking, right? And
Yeah.
and you know what? I mean, for all we know, they could take the title off of him and put
I
it on
doubt
him,
it, but it's possible.
right? I mean, that puts him at 15. Now
Yeah.
you got another story. Oh shit, he's only two away, right? So this could potentially be something pretty big if they really know what they're doing with it. The other thing is we probably will see the unlikely duo of Punk and Roman up against Braun and Seth. Possibly.
Be a good
Possibly.
match.
It'd be a
Yeah.
good match, but I think what you're going to see there is the emergence of another member, if not one or two guys. I think there's two more guys to join this little clique here, this little crew. We've
Could be right. I'm not
debated
sure what they're doing, to be honest.
we debated it a bit, but I think this is the perfect opportunity to elevate Austin Theory up now. Get rid of Grayson, turn on him, and join this crew.
I would book it that way, but I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to give Austin that spot.
But I'm just saying, if we're looking at young talent, right?
Yeah, I agree.
This would be the guy that you would possibly want to do. And I'm going to throw this name out here because I think he would be perfect for it, just his demeanor and being a young guy. Ludwig
I was about to say Ludwig. Yeah,
Kaiser
he'd be amazing in there.
or Dragonov when he returns. You know what I mean? Like I think Ludwig would just fit in perfectly. He bring this other element. So this crew of Braun Breaker, Ludwig, Austin Theory, led by Seth and you know
Braun.
and Braun. Amazing.
Yeah.
Great
I don't know. I
storylines
don't know if
here.
they're going to make a crew out of it or just going to keep it as this little crew that he has. No, I'm not sure what they're doing.
I think there's gonna be a couple more members here, man, because I think something's gonna give here. And the future of the WWE, in my opinion, right now, is one of the guys has to be Jacob Fatu.
He's looking good right now.
Just
I'll give you
based off
that.
his WrestleMania performance, just based on everything we've seen from this man. Great in the ring, great physical movements, his
Yeah.
actions, like that little shake thing he does, all the little things that he does. Plus, the man can talk.
Yeah. No, he's definitely has a bright future. I'll give him that.
Right now, I'm curious to see where does Cody go. Where do we go? He wasn't on Raw, and I like that because he's a SmackDown guy.
Yeah.
So let's see
I'm
what.
not sure who he could have a program with. Maybe give him a rest for a little bit. Roman lost, went away for a few months. Maybe give him a couple months off.
No, maybe that's what they need, right? Like, I mean, maybe he goes away for a little bit and he'll come back, closer to SummerSlam or something.
Yeah.
Give him a little break, and we can set something up there again. Um, the question is what's John Cena going to do now? He's got, and I love this promo on Raw.
It
He said,
wasn't bad.
36 matches. He said 36 dates. We're down to 26. So we got 26 more John Cena appearances to come here. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do, how they're going to run this story. Should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Look, Mania was crap. I'm going to say it. And I'm the
Yeah,
guy who tries to find something good about everything. Fair?
yeah,
For
fair.
me, for me to say what I'm about to say, night one, I gave it a 7 out of 10, and that's heavily because of Trish or Tiff and Charlotte and
That
the
was a good match.
threat match. Okay. Those were the standout matches of the night. And the Jacob Fatu. Okay. Those were the highlights of the night for me. Night two, yeah, was far more better just because of everything. One, I think it was a little shorter than night two, one.
I'm not sure on the time, but yeah, you could be right.
But because of that finish with John Cena and whatnot, I'd have to give it again a 7. I think that ladies triple threat match saved it.
That
It
was a good match. I'll give him that. That was a good way to
right,
kick the night off.
it saved night two in my opinion, in terms of getting a higher or lower ranking.
Well,
Uh,
it started it off good. You could feel
yeah,
the vibe and feel the difference,
and
right?
I think a lot of us went in thinking viral moment of the night, sleeper fight of the night. It did. Logan and AJ just didn't give me anything.
It didn't. No, it wasn't very good. It didn't connect. They didn't have chemistry. I don't know what was off, but it just didn't work.
I think what was
Oh,
off, and I said this to you off the year, I think it's just way too focused on that stupid drone.
yeah, it could
Like
be.
I get you're a social media guy and you do all these things, but dude, that's just nonsense. That's stupid. Like, I mean, I just the focus on that was just dumb,
It's
and
too much of it.
and Karrion Cross coming out and like someone beat up that redhead dude, man. Like who the hell is he? Like how does he
I don't
get
know.
to
He's a part of the clique
like
crew.
but this is what I find interesting. Okay, Matt McAfee is getting the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah,
His crew jumps the barrier to go help him, and security stopping them. Who's stopping this redhead guy?
I know.
And everybody knows who McAfee's crew is because they're his panel.
Yeah.
So it's not a question of you don't know who those guys are sitting behind.
Speaking of McAfee, I think we're going to see McAfee versus Gunther down the line here.
That's coming up, man. That's the next story here. I mean, we thought where does Gunther go from here? Okay, he's angry. He's going to show more a vicious side, right?
Yeah,
And this is what we're going to get now. We're going to get a very vicious, very old school, which I love about Gunther.
yeah, me
His
too.
style is old school. His wrestling is old school. His gear is old school. His mindset is old school. He works old school, right? I mean,
Good.
our fathers would love Gunther,
Yeah, he's good. He's a throwback.
right? He's a throwback in a modern time. And what him and McAfee have going on, and we know McAfee can work.
Yeah, he
This
can
should
get
be
by.
fun.
He's like a Shane McMahon, McAfee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He can jump. He can move. Like I mean, we watched the guy run and jump to the top rope, not climb it, jump to it.
But speaking of Shane McMahon, obviously he's mad at. I know they shot him out in the Hall of Fame, but obviously there's a little bit of beef between him, Steph, and Triple H. I'd assume there's a story right there. Bring Shane back and say you weaseled away into my family. Everybody knows that you married my sister to get this spot. Without this marrying my sister, you're another retired legend. Fuck, dude, that story would be insane between Triple H
No,
and
no, it
Shane.
would be. It
Hottest thing
would be.
going.
But the question is, does Shane want to come back?
I think there's some animosity there. He's never around them.
Well, you know what though? His family was at the Hall of Fame.
No, I know they shot him out, but if you look, he's never with Triple H's staff. He's with his dad or he's by himself. So there's something going on there.
Well, if he's smart, he stays with the old man who's coming
Oh
up
yeah,
with something. So
yeah.
he knows where the gravy train is, right?
Damn right he does. He's probably thinking, "Damn, Dad, I love you. Could you pass on now so I get some of this money, dude, and go
Exactly.
away?"
Right. Like, and the one thing, credit to Shane, the man has stepped out of the shadow to do his own things, not to build off the McMahon name. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got the McMahon name, but trying to do
he
his
did
own
try
thing,
on his own. Yeah,
right? And a lot of what he did was over in Asia, whatever he created.
yeah,
Right? So people don't know that. So, respect to Shane. He's doing
yeah.
what he's doing, but he did leave with, a really bad taste in his mouth the
Did
way
his
he
dad
did that.
fire him?
Well, yeah, because he was a complete ass when last time
Yeah,
he was here.
yeah.
right? He tried to take over everything. He tried to be that guy, and it wasn't going to work that way, right?
Not when Vince is around. That's not happening.
No.
Shane, you should
So
know
so
that.
that's why probably Shane hasn't been seen around a lot, right? Like, I mean, that's probably the biggest reason. Um, but dude, I love it. I love where we're going. I love this new story. I'm
Yeah, I'm happy that they're bringing up Braun. I really like that. Smart.
right. So we're gonna bring up Braun, and we're gonna get some more call ups here soon, right? I think it's just a matter of time we get Roxanne Perez up here now. You
And
know,
if Braun can't hang with the big boys, you had your chance. You couldn't do it. Back down the line you go, but at least you have your chance.
no, I think Braun can. He was just waiting for the opportunity, right? So
Mhm.
he was just waiting. And you know what? If you think about it, he's been up here now for almost a year. So you can say he's paid his dues on the main roster,
Yep.
right? So now he doesn't need the Intercontinental title. This guy looks like a young version of Brock Lesnar. I'm not saying he's a Brock Lesnar, but
Shorter, but yeah, same idea. Yeah.
right, same concept. And Paul Heyman looks great. I love the way he is. Like, go back to Pat McAfee show after WrestleMania, the way he's burning everybody in the crowd. Like some of the things that he was saying, that's old school Paulie dangerously.
Dude, thanks for bringing it up, Brock Lesnar. If I'm Nick Khan and all right, I call up Brock, hey, what is it going to take for you to wrestle at SummerSlam? You go against Braun. Braun's going to beat you. That'll put him over as the next beast. What's your price?
I think
Why not?
I think Brock would come back, but the problem is that lawsuit. Until his name is on that lawsuit, they can't use him. They won't use him.
Yeah, I know.
That's
But
the only problem. I don't think it's a monetary issue. I'm sure Brock would love to come back. I'm sure Brock would love to fit into this
he
somehow.
told one of the fans that he's there for he's like, I'm done now. But who knows? The fan could have made that story up. We don't know if he actually said that, right?
I mean, we never know, right? But Brock is Brock, right? I mean, the guy's an American, but he lives in Saskatchewan. He picked all the places in the world to live in. He picked Saskatchewan.
I know, it's
No
crazy.
disrespect to the people of Saskatchewan. It's a part of our great country. But honestly, man, that's one fucking oh, town, right?
Really cold and really flat there.
Right. But the man loves it up there, right? He
They got a
loves the
big
solitude.
farm, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, until Brock's name is on that lawsuit, they won't bring him back.
Yeah, well, they got to settle that first. But yeah, he didn't do anything wrong. We looked at a picture, big deal.
He did nothing
But
wrong, but it's just the fact that his name's on it now.
yeah, I know.
If this was the original, we would have probably seen Brock at Mania. We would
Possible,
have
yeah.
probably seen Brock at the Royal Rumble, probably.
There's also a piece of it he doesn't want to work if McMahon's not there, also, right? Because remember when McMahon quit, he's like, I'm out of here, and he left, remember? So there's a piece of that too. But who knows? We'll see. He'll be
Possibly,
back
man.
one
But
day.
money talks, man. Money
Exactly.
talks. We've
Every
seen
has a
that,
price.
right?
Exactly.
Well, look at Punk. Who would have ever thought that guy would have come back?
Yeah. So we'll see. You
So,
never know.
okay. Look, you know what, man? We've talked about this and that. Is there anything else that you want to bring up here, man, that we haven't talked about yet? Oh, Bianca broke some fingers in that match, by the way.
Oh, did she?
That's why she wasn't on Raw.
Okay.
So she's got broken fingers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That'll hurt.
Oh yeah, definitely. So she's I don't know how long she's out for. I'm gonna say this, man. I think you won. I don't know the exact tally, but I can tell you on night two, I felt like Eddie Hearns against Queensbury because I went basically one for whatever total of matches. Every match I called and made a prediction on night two was wrong. I picked Bianca, wrong. I picked Penta, wrong. I picked AJ, wrong.
Nobody called
Wrong.
Dominic.
No. Do you want to talk about it?
I don't understand why they gave it to Dom. I was
I'm going to
surprised
tell
by
you
that.
why I think so, in my opinion. Okay. Dom, and this can be a blessing or it can be a burden in disguise. He was thrust to the main roster where everyone else goes to NXT first
Yeah.
because of his namesake.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with John Cena. I'm not going to argue with Randy Orton because they see something and they praise him. And what he's accomplished
No, do
in
they
five.
see something or they like him as a friend? You got to take it with a grain of
No,
salt
no,
too,
no,
right?
no, no. They praise him in the sense that what he's been able to accomplish in the 5 years that he's been there now. Okay, from the time he started to what he is now, this guy is one of the hardest workers in the company. In terms of dates, in terms of being on shows, in terms of being available, the guy's everywhere. Like he's a workhorse. You got to give him credit. Okay.
The problem that people have with Dom is one, he looks like looks like a fan in the crowd. He's not in good shape. Yeah, he's not a but he's fairly entertaining. He's not a good wrestler. He's not athletic and he's not strong. To me, he looks like a manager.
Okay.
He's
A
got a
lot of
good
people,
personality, but I don't think he's a good worker though.
I know, but fair enough, man. But I'm not going to go against these guys here there.
That's the knock on Dom.
No, I appreciate that. And then that's people's knock. But I mean, at the same time, I'm looking at how hard this guy works and what. And the funny thing is here, man, this is a guy
He's
going
really good
into
friends with
this.
Logan Paul backstage. They're good buddies.
Yeah. So
Did
here's
you
a
see what they
guy.
were doing backstage? Those pranks,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the Pizza Prime thing they were doing is hilarious.
Um, he's the kind of guy that I feel he earned this. He really did. Okay. He deserved it.
I don't mind his
Um,
character. He's entertaining. I'll give him
no,
that.
but here's the funny part. This is what I liked about it. It is the fact that this guy could not speak on the mic until that match, and everyone was cheering for him and loved the fact that he won.
I'll say one thing. He's way more entertaining than his dad. He'll never be half the worker his dad is, but his dad's one of the greatest there. Those are big shoes to fill, right?
Well, that's it. And he had to learn on the fly. That's the other piece, right? Like, I mean, the man learned on the fly.
One
So
thing they gotta do with Braun Breaker, that name sounds like a comic book character. Change your name. You're a Steiner. Go by your
well,
name,
maybe they will
whatever
now.
his first name is.
Maybe they will. And the whole reason he went Braun Breaker so he didn't have to be in that shadow,
Yeah.
right? He established himself now. I mean, we can say the thing about Lexus King, right? We know he's Brian Pillman's kid,
Yeah.
but he's going by Lexus King so he can build his name. And I honor that. I respect that.
Yeah.
Right? You got to honor a guy who's willing to do that and come out and try to get out of the shadow and be his own guy. So I respect that from both guys, but we all know who he is. So maybe Braun Breaker becomes Braun Steiner,
Yeah. Something. Use the
right?
name Steiner, carry that on.
Right? Why not?
We'll see.
Why not? Let's see where they go. But yeah, no, I had no problem with that at all. I had no problem with most of the results, but I think I owe you some Coke Zero, man. Because I mean, I think I won night one pretty well, but I fumbled the ball completely, man. Like, and I'm happy I did because that just made me realize
Well, it's
that,
good when it's good when stuff happens that you predicted
yeah,
wrong because it's nice to see a surprise.
no, for sure, for sure. The only one I got right was Cena.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad
That,
he won. He deserves it.
yeah, and I like what Cena was doing. This is what I took away from it. I like the move set, the way he changed it, the way he wrestled, very slow, very
Yeah.
methodical. Just the way his body moved, his facial expression.
Yeah, he did a good job. He looked good in the ring.
He looked great. I mean, for a man of only five moves, which he is,
Yeah.
not the greatest wrestler, I'll call
Not
it.
bad though. He's not as bad as they say he is, but yeah,
No,
I
no,
know
no,
what
no.
you mean.
I'm not. I mean, he's no Sean, he's no Brett, he's no,
Yeah, yeah.
but I mean, just to reinvent himself on the fly like this is insane. I love
Yeah.
it. I loved it.
Yeah,
I
it's
loved
good.
it all.
I'm glad he won.
Yeah, no, 100%. And Raw was definitely better. That 3 hour Raw was better than 8 hours of WrestleMania,
I agree.
end to end. Go back and watch it, not the highlights. Go back
Mhm.
and watch the show to really appreciate what we saw that night.
Yeah.
All of it was fun. I love the direction. We're moving in the right. I feel like this is the right moves now with Braun and this and that. I'm curious to see what they do on SmackDown. Does Cody show up on SmackDown? Let's find out. Where are we going
Yeah,
with
we'll
this,
see.
right? Because
Yeah.
I mean, technically speaking, that title belongs to the SmackDown brand,
Yeah, it's true. We'll
right?
see.
So does Cena now show up on SmackDown? What are we doing here? This is where my mind's at. Where are we going? Is this going to be another one of those situations where both titles are going to be on Raw?
Good question. We're gonna find out on Friday.
Right? And so we'll see how that plays out because I mean, you got a whole roster down there that doesn't have a title to fight for now, then,
Yeah, no, they gotta get a title over on SmackDown. Somebody's gotta go over
right?
there.
So, I mean, what do you transfer Jay over there and put him over there? I don't know. We'll see. But I
Yeah.
mean, if we're going with Netflix being the main platform, then the Universal Championship should stay there
Yeah.
with Cena.
Agreed.
And I think we move Jay over. No disrespect to Jay, move that title over to SmackDown. You can't have both those titles there.
No, you gotta have somebody on SmackDown. I don't know, maybe they'll bounce back and forth. I'm not sure.
Oh, we'll
We'll
find
see.
out. We'll find out. We'll find out. We're gonna get all our answers pretty quick here. But bro, I tell you what a crazy weekend. Just way too much wrestling. We're a
Yeah.
day behind only because of commitments that we had yesterday. So apologize to the fans that were sitting by waiting for that. On that note, brother, we've gone over 6,000 fans on our
Building
YouTube
slowly,
channel. I love
going
it.
good.
Thank
Numbers
you
are going the right
so
direction.
much. Yeah. Thank you so much to everyone tuning in. And, we're starting to see that a little bit in the numbers on the long as well. People are tuning in, so we love it. Thank you so much for all the support, love, respect. It means the world to us. We see stuff like that. That just makes us want to work even harder,
Yeah.
right? Now, speaking of working harder, we saw this last night. Hard work, patience, and faith, man. These are the key elements to success.
Yes.
I was offered an opportunity through you and your boxing crew to partake in some stuff, but I couldn't. I would love to, but because I'm dedicated to other things, I couldn't do it. But that just shows we're always working hard. We're not
Yeah.
just doing Samp&Chance. We're working for a living. We're working on other platforms. We're helping out with other shows.
Never stops.
Wherever, we're everywhere, man. We were
Yeah.
out. What time last night? What time did you get home?
12:45 one.
Yeah. So see, I was up to like 1:30. I couldn't sleep as much as I wanted to. That
Yeah.
energy. I came home.
I know. You can feel it, right?
I
Yeah.
came home and all the girls were asleep, which was cool.
Yeah.
I came home and I had my food.
Yeah.
And I sat down, plated it, changed my clothes. I thought, okay, I'll eat and I'll go to bed or something. My plan was this: I was going to eat, go upstairs, hit the treadmill for 15 minutes
Yeah.
just to digest, and then go to sleep. I ended up watching AC/DC concert again,
Oh, nice.
but from 1991 from Donington,
No, that's a
which
wicked
is
one, by the way. Ripping
right.
that.
Yeah. So I said, because I said, okay, I saw them at this at 70. I
Yeah.
wanted to watch them at 40.
Yeah.
And ended up watching that show. And next thing I know, it was like 1:30, quarter to 2 in the morning.
You finally got tired.
And no, I didn't get tired. I'm like, oh shit. Right. Because I told you before, my eye just opens up at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
That's
But
early. That's pretty early.
but I can't help it. I get up at 4. But I'll be honest, I got up at 6 today.
It's good.
So
Sometimes it's good to sleep in, right? Catch
no,
up.
no, no. Yeah, no. I mean, it's kind of weird to say sleeping in is at 6 a.m. Go figure. But I mean, I love
Yeah.
up before. Don't get me wrong. It's a lifestyle change that I've made, and it's phenomenal. It's just the best time of the day, in my opinion. It's the darkest time of the day that goes into the light.
Yeah.
What
Nice
a
and peaceful.
transition. What a transition. I love it. But work hard, guys and gals, man. Just keep working hard, right? We're gonna get off this and we're gonna go work hard somewhere else. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna give you more content. And then we're gonna go off and work hard again.
Got that right.
And that's what we do. We're Samp&Chance, brother. We are Samp&Chance. We are unbreakable. We are unstoppable. And slowly but surely, everyone in this world will know who we are.
We're building up. It's going the right direction.
There you go. There you go. Love the t-shirt.
Yeah, not bad. Not
Love
bad.
the t-shirt. Love the t-shirt. Looks good. All right, man. Let's just wrap this puppy up. My name is Bobby Sampson, and he is Mr. Chance Michaels.
And in the words of the great AC/DC, those that download, like, subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you. Now, I'm always wearing the top rank hat. But today, I pulled this
Brian
out of
Johnson
my
hat,
bed.
baby.
Oh, dude. And the thing is, me, I've been wearing these hats forever.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, I've seen
Right?
it
If I
lots.
don't wear my top rank hat or my baseball cap,
You wore that hat on the show before, I think, or similar
yeah,
hat.
I've worn these hats before. I got a whole bunch of them.
But it's been a while.
I've been wearing these caps since high school.
Oh, okay.
I got a whole collection of these, right? Like, I mean,
Nice.
the one thing I have a mad collection of concert shirts, and I have a mad collection of hats.
Nice.
I
That's
think
a nice hat. I like it.
I got about 400 hats.
Holy crap.
Yeah, dude, I should show you them all one day. Just
Wow.
stacks and stacks and stacks. Whenever someone travels, all I ask them for, if they ask me if I want anything, bring me a hat back from the local team.
Well, that's cool.
Right. So I got hats of teams that I don't support, I don't like, but I just have them.
That's cool.
And one day when we get successful, I'll build a room where I have a whole wall just of hats. I even have a Russian. I'll show this to you. Actually, I'll send you a picture. It's at my mom's house in the basement. I actually have a Soviet officers hat.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, send me a picture of that.
Yeah, it's legit too. It's real.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Guy I used to work with is Russian. His dad was in the Soviet army.
Oh, cool.
And he gave it to me. I don't know why. He just gave it to me. That's your shit. Cool. Thanks, bro.
We know you like those kind of hats, maybe collecting,
We
right?
were just
So
talking about it, and the next day at work, he came and goes, "Yeah, I here you can have it." I go, "Well, with
cool.
your dad?" He goes, "Well, he's got tons." I'm like, "Oh shit, thank you, bro." So there we go.
Nice.
Okay, we keep
Sweet.
segueing this way and that. WrestleMania was a stinker. Monday Night Raw was good. Can't wait for the future. Braun Breaker, let's go.
Yeah.
Samp and Chance are out.